everyone. To our esteemed panel members, our research advisor, Dr. Angela Santos, and everyone present, thank you for taking time to join us today. We are Group 15 from San Antonio off-campus. My name is Cathlyn and Pano, the leader of this research. And I am joined by my group mates, Valerie Lapuz, Rainie Pingol, Russel Guzman, Kriztian Edgar Estabillo, Aeron Tumale, and Roderick Reyes. It is our honor to present our research study entitled The Influence of Social Media Influencers on Consumer Buying Behavior of Students in San Antonio off-campus. In this presentation, we will discuss the background of the study, the methodologies we employed, and the key findings we uncovered, and the implications of these findings. We are eager to share our work and welcome your questions, suggestions, and feedback to further enhance our research. Thank you, and let us begin. Social media influencers have transformed modern marketing, becoming key drivers of consumer behavior in today's digital landscape. According to Bradcov 2024, influencer marketing, which leverages the trust and authenticity of influencer personalities on platforms like Instagram and TikTok, has proven especially effective among younger audiences, such as college students who are highly engaged with digital content. Now, I'll walk through the discussion of materials and method sections of our study, which focuses on how social media influencers affect the buying behavior of students at San Antonio off-campus. To begin, we use a descriptive research design to explore and describe the behaviors, attitudes, and opinions of our respondents. Our study was conducted at San Antonio off-campus, located in San Antonio, Nueva Ecija. In terms of the respondents of the study, we employed convenience sampling to select our respondents, gathering data from 103 respondents from San Antonio off-campus. This method allows us to collect responses efficiently and within our scope. In terms of research instruments, the primarily tool for data collection was a survey questionnaire partially adapted from Dr. Fred Chan's. We made modifications to ensure the instrument aligned with the content and objectives of our study. In statistical analysis of data, once the data was collected, we organized and analyzed it using frequency counts, percentage, and rankings to profile of the respondents. To assess the level of influence of social media influencers, we computed the weighted mean, providing clear and measurable insights. In gathering our data, we first sought permission from the San Antonio off-campus registrar to conduct the survey, and we prepared both printed and online questionnaires, explained the purpose of the study to the respondents, assured them of confidentiality, and encouraged them to ask questions for clarity. After collecting the data, we verified its accuracy before proceeding to the analysis. Now let us proceed to the key findings of this study in terms of the demographic profile of the respondents. Among the 103 respondents from San Antonio off-campus, the majority, which is 66%, are aged 18 to 20 years old, while only 1.9% are below 18 years old. Most respondents are female, which is 55.3%, and enrolled in BS Entrepreneurship, which is 58.3%. The largest group consists of second-year students, which is 56.3%, while the smallest comprises fourth-year students, which is 3.9%. Regarding the monthly allowances, the majority, which is 43.7%, receive between 1,000 and 3,000, while 8.7% have allowance above 5,000 pesos. Nearly all respondents, which is 95.1%, use social media daily, primarily favoring to Facebook, which is 67%, and TikTok, which is 21.4%, with platforms like YouTube and CODM each used by 1%. Filipino influencers are more popular, which is 69.9%, than foreign ones. Fashion and clothing items are the most commonly purchased products promoted by influencers, which is 52.9%, while categories like entertainment content attract only 1%. Now, let us tackle the key findings of the study in terms of the factors of influence of social media influencers on consumer buying behavior. Kriztian Edgar Estabillo will discuss the factors of closeness and interactivity.
Closeness. Social media influencers significantly impact consumer buying behavior through closeness. They build with their followers among the surveyed items. The highest weighted mean of 3.0 was I often relate to the experiences shared by my favorite influencers, highlighting followers. Strong resonance with influencers' content. Conversely, the lowest weighted mean of 2.78 was where I believe that influencers understand my preference and needs, suggesting that while followers feel understood, this connection is slightly weaker compared to other dimensions of influencer-followers relationship. Interactivity. Social media influencers significantly impact consumers' buying behavior by promoting interaction with their followers. The highest weighted mean was 3.03. For the item, I appreciate when influencers actively communicate with their followers, highlighting the value followers place on active engagement. Conversely, the lowest weighted mean was 2.56, for I feel that influencers respond to my interactions online, indicating that followers perceive influencers as less responsive. These findings emphasize the importance of communication and approachability in enhancing influencers' impact on their audience.
Now, Rainie Pingol will discuss the key findings about the attractiveness and credibility in the factors of the influence of social media influencers on consumer buying behavior. Social media influencers significantly impact consumer buying behavior, with their content's engaging presentation being a key factor. Item 5, it says, I follow influencers who present their content in an engaging manner. Receive the highest weighted mean of 3.21, highlighting the importance of captivating content in attracting followers. Meanwhile, item 1, it says, I find the content shared by influencers visually appealing. Obtain the lowest weighted mean of 3.01, indicating that while visual appeal matters, it is slightly less influential compared to other factors. These findings emphasize the importance of lively presentation and creativity in influencers' content for driving consumer engagement. The data reveals that the credibility of social media influencers significantly impacts consumer purchasing decisions. Among the items, often check on influencers' background before trusting their recommendations. Received the highest weighted mean of 3.22, highlighting the importance of verified backgrounds in gaining followers' trust. On the other hand, the statement, I trust the information shared by influencers regarding brands and products, obtained the lowest weighted mean of 2.97, indicating a slightly lower, though still positive, level of trust in influencers as reliable sources of brand information. These findings emphasize that an influencer's credibility plays a vital role in shaping consumer confidence and behavior. Lastly, Russel de Guzman will discuss the factors about the customer loyalty and choice imitation.
Customers' loyalty to brands is influenced by social media influencers, with the strongest impact and endorsement providing a competitive advantage. The highest rate item, I will choose a brand endorsed by an influencer over a competing brand without endorsement. Scored a weighted mean of 2.92, highlighting the power of influencer endorsement in consumers' decisions making. In contrast, the lowest rate item, I'm loyal to the brand that are endorsed by favorite influencers, and I feel a sense of commitment to brand that collaborate with my influencers I follow. Both score 2.78, indicating that while influencers influence consumers' choice, brand loyalty tied to the influencer collaborations remain moderate. Choice limitations. Social media influencers significantly impact consumers' behavior, as evidenced by the highest weighted mean of 2.98 for the statement. I have purchased the product based on the recommendation of influencers. This highlights that followers are strongly influenced by product endorsement from influencers. On the other hand, the lowest weighted mean, 2.79 from the statement. I find myself mimicking the choice and preference of my favorite influencers. Suggests that while followers are influenced, they are less inclined to completely replicate their favorite influencer's preference.
Go. Now, let us talk about the key findings about the factors of the challenges faced by students when influenced by social media influencers. Valerie Lapuz will first present the factors about conflicting recommendations and the challenges in identifying authentic content.
Conflicting recommendations. The data reveals that conflicting recommendations from influencers significantly impact students' purchasing decision. The highest weighted mean, 3.10 indicates uncertainty about whom to trust when influencers have differing opinions, while the lowest weighted mean 3.06 reflects on slightly lesser feeling of being overwhelmed by opposing views. This finding highlights the need for more consistency of influencer recommendation to help students make informed choices. Challenges in identifying authentic content. The data highlights challenges students face in identifying authentic content from social media influencers. The highest weighted mean, 3.13, shows that followers struggle to trust content if sponsorship is not transparently disclosed. Meanwhile, the lowest weighted mean, 2.91, indicates difficulty in distinguishing between authentic and sponsored content, contributing to uncertainty. These findings underscore the need for greater transparency in influencer marketing to build trust among followers.
In the factors of financial pressure and overwhelming product options, Aeron Tumale will discuss these topics about the key findings of these two factors.
The data highlights the financial pressure students face due to influencer endorsement. The highest weighted mean, 2.80, reveals difficulty resisting trendy but unnecessary products promoted by influencer. The lowest mean, 2.67, indicates that overspending beyond budget to promotion is less significant. Overall, influencer trends strongly impact student spending habits. The data reveals that students feel overwhelmed by the variety of the products promoted by influencer. The highest weighted mean, 2.88, show difficulty in deciding what to purchase due to the numerous options, while the lowest mean, 2.79, reflects a slightly lesser impact from the feeling overwhelmed by the sheer number of the products option. This finding highlight how influencer promotion complicates decision-making for students.
Roderick Reyes will discuss the key findings about the summary of the influence of social media influencers on consumer buying behavior and the summary of the challenges faced by students when influenced by social media influencers.
The data highlights that social media influencers significantly affect consumer buying behavior, with attractiveness of 3.12 and credibility of 3.08 being the most influential factors. Interactivity scored the lowest at the 2.74, suggesting it has lesser impact on purchasing decision. Overall, attractiveness and credibility are the primary drivers, with interactivity plays a secondary role. The most significant challenges faced by students due to social media influencer is navigating conflicting recommendation with a weighted mean of 3.08, which complicates student ability to make informed decisions. The lowest challenge with a mean of 2.75 is financial pressure, which, while still impactful, is less significant than the difficulty of managing conflicting advice. These findings underscore the complexity of handling the influence of social media influencers in student decision-making processes.
Now let's move on to our first question. This question is from Dr. Annalyn M. Gamit, and this question is for you both. Ken Russel de Guzman and Aeron Tumale. The question is, why did you choose to focus specifically on students at San Antonio off-campus? And how do you think their buying behavior differs from another student demographics?
We choose to focus on students at San Antonio off-campus because, unlike urban students who might have greater access to shopping malls and global retail options, San Antonio off-campus students likely rely more on social media to discover products, compare prices, and make purchasing decisions.
At the same time, compared to the rural students, they might be more influenced by modern trends due to their proximity to urbanized areas. This makes their consumers' behavior a fascinating blend of aspirational buying driven by social media and practical purchasing decisions grounded in financial constraints.
The second question is from Dr. Joy N. Savellano, and the question is for Kriztian, Estabillo, and Roderick Reyes. The question is,
The research encountered several challenges in data collection, primarily related to participant engagement and accessibility. One significant issue was ensuring a high response rate. Many students hesitated to participate due to concerns about privacy and time constraints. To address these concerns, the research team took specific measures to encourage participation.
Another challenge was reaching students who were not always readily available or responsive. The tip addressed this by leveraging social media platforms and in-person reminders, ensuring the survey reached as many students as possible.
This question is from Dr. Marilu P. Pascual, and the question is for Cathlyn M. Pano. The question is, among the factors like closeness, creativity, attractiveness, credibility, customer loyalty, and choice imitation, which had the most significant impact on consumer behavior, and why do you think that is? Thank you, Dr. Marilu P. Pascual, for your very wonderful question. Credibility is the most significant factor influencing consumer behavior as students prioritize trust and authenticity in a social media environment. Credibility stands out because it directly affects how students perceive the reliability of the information they receive. If an influencer or brand consistently provides honest reviews, delivers on promises, and aligns with the values of their target audience, they are more likely to gain the trust of consumers. Trust fosters long-term relationships, which are more impactful than short-term attention gained through attractiveness and interactivity. Credibility, moreover, established a foundation for loyalty and word-of-mouth recommendations, making it most significant factor in influencing consumer behavior. For the fourth question, this question is from Dr. Jennifer G. Fronda, and the question is for Valerie Lapuz. The question is, based on your findings, what specific advice would you offer to students to better navigate the influence of social media in their purchasing decisions?
Thank you so much, Dr. Fronda, for your insightful questions. To navigate the impact of social media, students should focus on building critical thinking skills and disciplined habits when making purchasing decisions. First, they should research products independently, looking at multiple reviews beyond what influencers suggest to get unbiased insights. It's also important to verify the credibility of influencers and brands by checking for disclosures of paid partnerships and customers' feedback.
The fifth question is from Dr. Nestor Natividad, and this question is for Rainie Joy Pingol. The question is, your study identifies challenges like identifying authentic content and financial pressure. How do you propose businesses and influencers address these issues to build more trustworthy relationships with consumers? Thank you so much, Dr. Natividad, for your insightful question. To address the challenges are authenticity and financial pressure, businesses and influencers should focus on being transparent, like clearly stating if posts are sponsored or showing honest pricing and product details. Influencers can also share real and balanced experience with the product they promote to build trust. Businesses should consider the financial struggles of students by offering discounts or flexible payment options. It's also important for brands and influencers to engage with their audience by responding to questions and comments, which creates a stronger connection. Finally, ethical practices like endorsing our genuine products and fair pricing help build a long-term trust and loyalty. By doing this, they can maintain good relationships with their consumers.
Social media influencers impact consumer buying behavior through attractiveness, credibility, and closeness with followers, while engagement plays a lesser role. Students face challenges like conflicting recommendations and identifying authentic content. These findings stress the need for influencers to ensure transparency and for consumers to make informed decisions.
To improve consumer buying behavior, follow credible experts, not just influencers focused on looks. Look for transparency in endorsement and learn to make informed choices. Practice mindful spending and engage with influencers through Q&A sessions to build trust. These steps create a more responsible and informed purchasing environment.
Go.
Thank you for watching this presentation on the influence of social media influencers on consumer buying behavior. We hope the findings have provided valuable insights into how influencers shape consumers' decisions in today's digital landscape. Once again, thank you and have a wonderful day.